G'day, it's Rob here. I'm in the workshop. It's a cold morning, 9 degrees C, but I'm warming up the shed. I'm running the heater, the Vivo heater, and I'm also melting some aluminium for another project. So I've got the furnace going, so you can hear the furnace roaring and probably hear the Vivo too. I'll show you what I'm doing with the Vivo as well. So there's the Vivo, and I'm running the EcoFlow River Pro, which it's running off of. I'm running that battery down flat. I want to run it totally flat, and that way it can then recalibrate itself to give the correct reading on capacity, because I haven't done that for quite a while, and eventually they go out of whack. So I'm doing that. I'll run it right down to say 5%, and then I'll use the where are we, the solar panel there, shove that outside and get some more juice back into it. And also I'll show you something else I did to the Vivo too, to make it a little bit more efficient. I hope you can see down there, there's a heat exchanger I put on the exhaust pipe, because I've got like two mufflers, the original muffler, and then I've got the heat exchanger, and then it goes down and into another muffler I bought from, I don't know, somewhere. And the whole system is very quiet, you know, really quiets it down. And so, you know, get a bit more heat off the exhaust pipe rather than waste it, and it all helps. So we've gone from 9 degrees to 17 degrees C now in a matter of half an hour. It really does a great job, that thing. It's running on petrol and diesel. I just run it on 2/3 petrol and 1/3 diesel, and it goes great. Saves money because petrol's like 40 cents a litre cheaper than diesel. So yeah, it runs perfectly clean and hot on the petrol diesel mix. And the EcoFlow is down to 20% at the moment. So in 30 minutes I'll shut it off and just have the furnace for melting aluminium going. Great unit. So here's the melting setup. Over there we've got the LPG gas cylinder that I converted into a furnace, and I'm running it off of LPG burner. This is coming off of that cylinder there. And then down here we've got a tray set up with some sand in it. I'm only doing a small amount of aluminium. I just want to go smaller diameter, so I made up a new mould for it, smaller diameter than what I've been using, so I can save wastage. So normally I'd pour into moulds that are twice as big a diameter, but this one I just had some pipe. It wasn't perfect. Ran the boring bar through it, then honed it, got as uniform as I can inside, so that should be good. So yeah, moving on. I've had this furnace for a few years now, and it's done a good job. And I recently relined it all with insulation. I put in some of that fiberglass wool heat-proof stuff, you know, refractory lining gear. That a viewer down at where was he? Down south of Adelaide, Lonsdale way. He donated me some stuff, which was very good of him, and it worked out perfectly for that. I bought the blanket. That's right. I bought the fiberglass blanket, but then he donated some liquid that you use to seal it, to protect it. And I actually went down and videoed his workshop. It was quite good. He had knife making set up down there. Anyway, we're moving on. trouble trying to get the aluminium out of the mould. There must be a slight irregularity in it. That's the problem. If you've got any tubing and it's not absolutely 100% symmetrical inside, you'll have a devil's own job knocking out the aluminium. So I cut a bit of the pipe off the end because I knew that was a different diameter where I used the hone, the boring bar. But it still won't come out, so looks like that particular form is no good. I'll just slit the pipe on one side, and that was just spread it enough to allow me to knock out the slug, which is basically what I want. But yeah, so there you go. When you do this, that's got to be really, really symmetrical, or you're going to be up the creek, as they say. So what I'll do with the rest of the aluminium, I'll just pour it into ingots and just save it for later. I only want the one slug anyway, so no problem. Moving on. Okay, all done. That old scone tray, I got that from the salvos. I think it was $2. But they're handy. I mean, you go and buy a new one of those and they're like, you know, 20 bucks or something. So, yeah, check out your salvos, and you often get some good stuff down there. Just before I go, here's a look at the refractory, well, the furnace since I relined it. And I used some heat-proof mortar sort of mixed stuff I had also donated to me from another viewer, thank you very much. And that was actually proper refractory cement there on the lid, and also down here I relined this with wool inside, and it's got a bit of mesh to hold everything in place. And once again, I use that refractory cement and playpen sand mix, and it's done a really, really good job. I mean, that's no sign of deterioration. I've used it 2 or 3 times since, and it's really standing up well. So there you go, guys. That's what it's all about. And yeah, looks like your proper refractory cement is the go with a bit of sand. Works good. All right. That's it. See you next time. Cheers.